Here and with more, RNC co-chair Lara Trump. Lara, I don't know, am I conveying enough urgency about how I feel about the state of the country?
Well, I hope so. And I hope people are paying attention, Sean, because, you hear it every 4 years that this is the most important election, but I think it's palpable. I think we can all feel how heavy this election is and really the implications of what happens on November 5th, what that means, not just for our country, but really the entire world at this point. And look, you just went through a whole list of things with Kamala Harris. They're having a hard time over at the Kamala Harris campaign selling people, despite the fact that they've had the full weight of the mainstream media behind her, despite the fact that they've dumped hundreds of millions of dollars into trying to bolster her up and trying to make her happen. She's just not happening for the American people, it turns out, because you can't convince people of bad policies. You can't convince people to want to vote for radical ideas. And as you just mentioned, Donald Trump connects with the American people. You cannot manufacture a connection with Kamala Harris because she doesn't connect with the American people. And I will say, I have to assume that it was maybe my trip down to our southern border last week that perhaps inspired our border czar to actually go down and check out the border she has left totally unsecured for 4 years, letting millions of people just dump into our country, including known terrorists. But to see her go down there, Sean, for a photo op, having seen the atrocities and the horrors with my own eyes, man, what an empty trip and what an insult to the people who have to day in and day out at that southern border deal with what goes on down there. It is really horrific to see. You said it. If she wants to get something changed, go over and talk to Joe Biden and strong-arm him, just like you strong-armed him out of the race for president, and tell him to actually implement the laws as they're written on the book, Sean. But we know she will not do that.
With the stroke of a pen, they eliminated all of the Trump border policies that work. Stroke of a pen. Why doesn't she go to Washington instead of getting the photo op 39 days before an election? And why doesn't she put those policies back in place? And then while she's there, maybe she can call Laken Riley's family, Rachel Morin's family, and Jocelyn Nungary's family, and the dozens of Americans who have family members murdered, the dozens that have family members raped, the dozens, the hundreds that are victims of violent crime by these illegal immigrants, and maybe apologize for the harm that she has caused them. I like that idea better. Your thoughts?
Yeah, well, how about the 325,000 missing migrant children that have come over the border? Nobody knows where they are. We can only imagine the horrors that they're probably facing right now. The 300,000 Americans who've died as a result of fentanyl that has poured over that southern border. But don't expect to see a lot of Kamala Harris, Sean, because you just talked about the Al Smith dinner. There's a very obvious reason she cannot go to the Al Smith dinner. They can't control Kamala Harris there. They don't know. There's too many unknowns, too many variables, too many normal people she might interact with. They cannot afford that. Most political campaigns, the goal is to expose your candidate. You want them talking to the American people, sharing their ideas. People need to get to know the candidate. Unless that candidate is Kamala Harris, and then her campaign is estimated, the less you know about her and her radical ideas, the better for them, which speaks volumes. And I want to make sure everybody knows, if you live in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, early voting has started. Get out and vote. Go tomorrow. Call your friends, call your family, pick them up after you vote, and take them out to vote. Everyone needs to be voting in this election and taking people to go vote from that moment up to Election Day.
On my website, on my social media, on Hannity.com, I have a list of every state, how to register, when early voting starts and ends. I also have the Kamala files, the Walz files, them in their own words. And if you want, you can share it on social media with your friends, your family, your coworkers, and your neighbors. Lara Trump, thank you. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.